there. I can't see you now, it's kind of bright, but I know you're up there. I'm Sarah Keele, and I'm graduating from the Illustration BFA, or Bachelor of Fine Arts, program on the Concept Design track. I just want to thank everyone who has supported me in my student endeavors, and if everything has gone according to plan, my family visiting from Texas and some other family who have been able to come today are completely surprised to see me standing here. I have come a long way and I couldn't have done it without you guys. I am honored to have this opportunity to represent the illustration, animation, photography, and graphic design areas of the new design department here at BYU, and share some of the experiences I've had and some things I've learned along the way. When I got here to BYU, all I knew was that I wanted to be an artist. I didn't even know what that meant. People started asking me, so, what do you want to do with your art? I had no idea. Before deciding on the illustration program, I dabbled in some other areas, and while the classes were great, they weren't exactly a good fit for me, as you can see. After a year, I switched to illustration, but again, I had no idea what that meant. Being in the program finally revealed some career options, such as children's books, magazines, comics, advertising, anything and everything freelance. I was one step closer to having an answer to those inquiring about what I wanted to do with my art. I was so excited, yet very intimidated. I wanted to apply for the BFA program in illustration, but I couldn't handle the idea of having any of my work critiqued. Therefore, I hid. I did not contact professors for their advice on how I could improve my portfolio. I simply snuck in my portfolio into the review room and hoped for the best. This strategy proved highly ineffective. Hiding didn't prove that I was worth anything. I was turned down and I was devastated. I planned my entire semester around being accepted and I knew my graduation would be delayed if I tried again. So what did I do to make things better? I hid even more. I let the adversary whisper quietly in my ear, "You are not good enough." I was emotionally and spiritually falling apart until I remembered my goal. I was going to be an artist. I still didn't know how or what that meant, but I knew that my actions following not being accepted into the BFA were not consistent with what it was going to take for me to be successful in achieving my goals. This is when I had to readjust my priorities. Within the next year, I was both married and accepted into the BFA program after overcoming my fears and applying a second time. I learned a powerful lesson about support and relationships and how they can play a part in every aspect of our lives. My husband, Josh Keele, is also an extremely talented artist, and my own art has exponentially improved just since knowing him. The concept design track of the Illustration BFA program allows for a lot of overlap between illustration and animation. These events and this new track opened up additional doors for me, and with a renewed confidence in myself, I began to take on more rigorous school projects like BYU Animation's famous short films. My first one was Ramshorn. I did quite a few sketches, even more in my sketchbook that I never showed. But the highlight of that project was building maquettes of the Ramshorn mountain. I ended up creating 3 different sculptures. It was so much fun and very encouraging for me. Ramshorn has since been nominated, and I think even won a Student Emmy Award. I haven't quite heard the update on that. That was last night. The next film project I worked on was Papa. For this project, I did what now seems like a million iterations, sketches, value studies, and paintings of the lead girl, Mindy. Here are just a few of them, various stages. The last project I want to share is Relic Hunter. Within the last 2 years, only within the last 2 years has BYU started making video games. And since this is a relatively new development, processes are not as organized as they are for the film projects. As a consequence, several challenges still needed to be confronted and overcome. I was able to serve as the lead for the monster development the second half of the year, and related to that position, I was able to play a consequential role in the visual development of the monsters in the game, as well as assist in making final look decisions. I got to dabble more in the 3D modeling side of things as well, which has given me some great practical experience. It was a challenge to make sure everything worked and transferred effectively into the game. Sometimes it didn't, and we'd have to figure out what went wrong and fix it. The experience and problem solving provided students involved with great real-world experience. The real world is a big place. We cannot be fearful of our potential if we are to continually move forward. When I used to teach swimming lessons, I'd have the kids swim out to me. But as they moved closer, I would take a few steps back. Some noticed and understandably were frustrated and angry with me. But when they made it, I would turn them around and point to where they started and say, "Look how far you've come." And their eyes would just light up. We must embrace our imperfections and our struggles and allow our weaknesses to become our strengths. As you reflect on your own life, be proud of your accomplishments. Then turn around and continue to move forward and never give up, ever. Thank you.